You know what? I think tomorrow, nobody's going to watch this anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hey, guys, watch this video. Welcome back to Just Enough Garage. Today, Subarus. Fixing that one, moving on with life. So on this first one, I've had it for 7 or 8 years. We're going to sell it spring cleaning. My daughter doesn't drive it. I put a new brake hose on it. The last time the kids were using it, I'd loaned it to one of my other children. It had problems. The brake was getting hung up. This is an O'Reilly brake hose that I replaced it with. This is an original Subaru. I haven't test drove it yet, but I believe that it's restricted inside like they do sometimes. It doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean all of it looks like that.
So if this doesn't work out, then we just change the caliper. It's no big deal. The white one, today we're going to pull the engine and get another engine going in that, spring cleaning, and I'm getting rid of Subarus and we're going to stick to old cars. So I'll get back with you. Okay, so we're taking this car for a drive. This is a car that I bought, oh shoot, probably 7 or 8 years ago. I did head gasket stuff. My one daughter, Mariana, you guys know Mariana, she drove it for a number of years, and now she's on to other things, and it was just setting. So we decided to sell it. We've got a buyer, a friend of a, anyways, a son of a friend. It doesn't matter. We fixed the little brake hose. Works out all right. My only hiccup is the copper washers that come with these hoses. They're just so flimsy, they're hard to seal, so I had to get some thicker washers. That seemed to take care of it. Anyways, it's a good little car. It's got 234,000. This isn't a video about Subarus, but it's a video about this Subaru and the other one we're going to work on in a few minutes. It's a nice driving car. Oh, cheap tires. Let's talk about cheap tires for these cars or any little cars. I put these General Ultimax RT tires on it from Walmart like 7 years ago. They are fabulous. They're beautiful. You know, I don't know that Walmart's the place to get them, but they were affordable. I think they were like $55 a tire, and they're great. I mean, we have put 30,000 miles on these tires, and they look just brand new. So whoever's getting this one, you're getting a good deal on tires for certain. Anyways, these are neat little cars, 4-wheel disc, all-wheel drive. I know they're 25 years old, but anyways, yeah, we'll catch up with the next one. Okay, test drive done. Red one's ready to go. So let's check out this white one. I really wasn't going to feature this on a video, but I've got more and more subscribers, and I'm getting younger people as well as some established people, let's say. So this car, you recall, I had a 3-car deal. I purchased 3 cars for $1,000. This was one of the cars. This was the hinge pins. This was the closer on the deal for me. I have an engine over here in the shop that's the exact same engine for this. This one needed an engine. To me, that's logical. Let's use the parts I've saved, put them on a car, and I can sell to somebody else. Keep it going, right? Recycling. What an environmentalist. Anyways, we take a gander here. Somebody put a timing belt on this in 2019 at 187,000 miles. The reason this one's bad is they ran it low on oil, and then they put new oil in it thinking it would fix it. It clearly didn't. So, oh, the battery still got juice in it. So now it's up to, I don't know if you can see that, 221,859. Let's see if she'll run. Remember on the last video I showed this real quick, was moving it in the yard and it was knocking so bad. I think it's seized. That's gonna suck for taking the bolts out of the torque converter. Anyways, we'll get started on it, see what's going on, and then so you guys haven't seen, maybe you've seen the video on my 64 Chevy Suburban. Check it out. You know, we're getting spring here, we're getting the stuff dug out again. 74 Ford, been a will it start, got a good video. And of course the tires that did not hold air and did not work. I just might go back to putting the non-directionals on it and driving it. They just don't look as cool, but they sure steer better. Anyways, we'll get you set up and we'll get going on this. It's going to be really a basic deal. You pull off the power steering pump, it goes over there. You get rid of the air box, get rid of the battery. The air conditioning pump rolls over here. The alternator goes in the back. There's 4 bolts on each side for the intake manifold. This whole mess, the fuel injection, the throttle body, the coils, everything, all that comes off at once. Then you can get the 4 bolts out of the torque converter through the starter hole. Well, there's a starter that stays on there, but there's a hole over here. You pull those out, you drop off the 2 exhaust manifolds, 2 bolts down there for motor mounts, and the engine comes out. Probably 2 hours or less. It's not a bad job at all. Oh yeah, you pull the radiator. Now I've damaged these air conditioning units inside here, the radiator out, because sometimes that crank will touch there. So today, hopefully I won't do that. But you know, you live and learn. You don't have to do anything with the hood or nothing. Like I say, this Subaru is 2.5 4-cam engine. They say, it's what they say. They say that this has been the worst design for the Subaru head gasket problem, and it's always bank 3, cylinder 3 back here. They just, when they made it, it's a little bit thinner than the rest. You get the Velcro gasket, you throw it on there with a copper seal, and you reuse the original head bolts, torque them to 65 foot-pounds. If you try to get new bolts like they recommend, they're made in China. They don't stretch. They're not good bolts. The Japanese bolts that came with these are the way to go. You just reuse them. I've had good luck with it. Don't put any of that crap in the radiator to try to seal it or nothing. It's just a bad gasket, and they'll give you 50,000 more miles, and then you have to do it again. It's just the way it is. But you know, anyways, we'll get started. Well, we're at the point now we're ready to pull the engine. Just one little obstacle in the way. John's working on the last motor, the motor to bell housing nut. These have like a Volkswagen. Oh, I don't want that far.
It's like show them what you're.
Put your finger in there, Mary. Don't do that.
I trusted you.
1.5 tons ought to lift that 400-pound engine out of there.
Well, probably the whole car if you can't get that bolt off.
So what I did,
the bolt off. I'm getting out now.
what I did here is I used a motorcycle strap. Just some stuff. So what I said earlier, I made a video.
It stays on the picker. We use it all the time. It's the engine picking strap.
So I said to Mary earlier, well, you were in the house, but anyways, I filmed. Air conditioner pump, power steering pump. This is where you get all the bolts. There's 4 of them. You could just rotate it. This engine has pieces that move around the bottom, Mary. Did you know that? We can hear them. Over there on the tire pile on the failed rotor, brake rotor, is the intake manifold buoy.
A rolly dog hanging in the shade underneath the wisteria.
Anyways, with any luck at all, it doesn't look like it's ready, but it's ready. We got 2 heater hoses we removed. The radiator's gone. The fans stay on. These, okay, so Mary can tell you about spark plugs. You can't even
get to them. They're hiding in the sides. They are in there.
So if you ever do one of these engines,
check or swap all your spark plugs.
And then put the wires on like this first, because then they can just. All right, let's just do it.
You put them over your strap so they're gonna fall out of the way again.
Oh, and you want to buy a house that's on a little bit of a hill, so that every time you try to use anything with wheels. I know someone's gonna say, well, why don't you work in the shop? Well, because look at the Jeep. Okay, the tires failed again. And then I'm gonna shorten this chain so we don't hit that.
And then punch the air conditioner in.
Yeah, we've had some problems in the past.
Yeah.
I bopped one of these once right there with that thing I was telling the people, and it all this came out of it.
That's why we have a wall of radiators.
No, that's
the wrong radiator.
That's the air conditioning thing.
Well, never mind. I was pointing to radiators on the wall.
Yeah, those are.
I know they're not the right radiators.
Those are keepers there, Mary. I know, I'm a clown and nobody cares. But anyways. Now, if this goes smooth, we're heroes. If this doesn't go smooth, we're zeros.
Well, it's on video, so it's gonna go terribly.
Oh yeah. You ever want to make a mistake in life, start filming yourself.
It's not even.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. But... that motor mount is caught. Why is it doing that, John?
Well, did you take the washers off of the motor mounts?
Oh, I don't
Because
know.
you're doing it on a
did.
strap, and a strap is slippery. You could use your chain.
You can use a strap that isn't sliding here.
Well, it could also be that motor mount didn't release, and now I got it in a bind.
We
You're
all
way
got
behind.
ideas here.
So you're saying I gotta do this?
You gotta do something where it won't slide.
Ooh, baby, a single half hitch, that'll hold her.
If that don't, nothing would have. Oh, what's that one guy say? Is it a bad idea if it works? Oh, look at that, it worked. Now we gotta put the jack under there because when we pop this out, we don't want the transmission to fall, John.
True.
So let the transmission fall, Cat.
All right, let me get a piece of wood.
Just so stupid, it just might work. That one's from A Master of Disguise. It's a dumb movie, and that's why it's so good.
All right, so let me tell you guys a story.
All about how we're gonna drop a transmission on the ground
And crush the transmission pan.
and crush a transmission.
So
pan.
here's a story about a lovely lady. So this is Mrs. Just Enough Garage's piece of plywood, but she doesn't know until it's done that she's donating this to go on here because these will damage your transmission.
It's being borrowed.
Out of the way, John, coming through. Whoa, had almost that right, but then this got in the way.
He thinks he's special. He can do it.
Anyways, you want to put this on because you're going to be jacking on the pan of the transmission.
You think you got it high enough?
Well, I could go a little lower, I guess. I was just trying to do some figuring. Ah!
You got a pan in the way.
Get that stuff out from under there. What?
Left the tools under there, left the pan under there.
What? No way.
And the bolt.
It's a nut.
Sorry, that's what I
Those
meant.
things, we leave the bolts and stuff under there because, I mean, like in 10 minutes they'll be running, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so line this up
I don't know how to do it.
so that it's not on that exhaust pipe, but on that.
On the exhaust pipe is where it's lined up now. Hard to get the peepers on her.
I think her plywood's too large.
You chose it.
Mrs. Just Enough Garage's plywood's too big. Pull it your way.
Hold on. Down a little bit.
What are you doing?
We're trying to miss that mount.
Right there. Hold it like that.
Okay, I'm holding it like that.
I'll move the jack.
There we go.
No, that'll do it. It's okay. Hey, look, with any good engine removal, if it doesn't work out, you just throw the whole car in the garbage, go in the house and say, I couldn't fix it. But the good news is, we're gonna have hamburgers tonight, and you move on.
We're having hamburgers tonight?
We
Sure.
had hamburgers last night.
Yeah, they were tasty too.
This is the most fun and most dangerous part, shaking it like a maniac.
Well, so what happens is those dang studs on the bottom that go through. So,
Because, you know, they have threads, they have grippies.
well, it gets into a bind. So it feels like this needs to come up a little bit in the front. Don't be afraid to be creative.
You know, I've never
afraid
seen
of
it written
success.
on the straps that it's not rated for engine lifting, so
Yeah, they would have told you if it was.
we're not doing nothing wrong.
They would have told you if it was dangerous, Mary. There would have been some kind of service manual that said don't use a 2,000 pound rated strap on a serpentine sharp pulley.
That's a 500 pound.
Okay, yeah, 500 pounds.
But yeah, because it's a motorcycle strap.
So obviously it didn't like going up. You got the nut off, right?
Yeah, I got the nut off.
We seen it. It's on camera.
Because this side's loose, see? Put that in there and I'll pivot it. Just Just leave it in there. Don't bend it. Just leave it in there. I'm pivoting, not you.
It's like moving a couch in Friends. Pivot!
I'm out of the motor mount. Put it right there. But you keep shoving it in too far. So the jack didn't do jack because the thing fell. Piece of jack. All right, get this fucking hose off of here.
Only shifted a little bit.
Hey, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Anybody
Everybody
can.
does do it.
That's a good thing
No,
we got the
only-
cardboard down there to catch the coolant.
Idiots do this on the internet.
You're gonna punch a hole through your radiator?
Maybe. If you guys aren't watching the studs back there, I might have to. Pay attention.
We're watching.
Oh yeah, there's a myth. Oh, I won't spill any coolant or oil. You're gonna every time. I even took the thermostat, everything out.
Yep, we're dropping coolant down the exhaust too.
I don't care about that.
It'll be smelly when we start her up.
Oh, this thing's having issues. Probably all mental at this point. It doesn't want to go any higher.
But, yeah, it hates you. That'll be fine. You just
How you figure?
brush the past with the pan.
You just get like 5 people to lift the engine.
Brush past with the
Why
fan.
is all my stuff junk? Is that? There should be more than that.
No, I think that's it.
It's 30 years old, man.
No, there should be another. There should be that much more in there.
I say just yank on it. We've done it before.
Yeah, I know you say that.
We've done it every time.
Yeah.
Why is it we got no quality anymore and stuff? Just because the stuff's 30 years old, how come it don't work?
It's a millennial.
Yeah, I got that thing in about 1991, 92, 93.
94.
No, I would have been earlier than that. Could have been 89, 90.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
30 some years ago.
I don't know why. All right, well, let's try it. Yep, worked good. Good job, kids.
Yeah, you gotta keep going.
Look at that, worked good.
Yeah.
You guys did.
You got your belts covered and everything.
Now, what I know about these is you lower them
Right on your bumper.
before you yank this around too much. Because these things like to fall over.
Well, now it's too low. You can't put it on your stand.
We don't.
I'm not putting this on.
We're not keeping this.
I know,
one.
it's just going straight away.
No, I'll take the spark plugs. Anyways, and I got to pull the heads and stuff. You're right, it is kind of low, but I got to refigure it. Well, let's put this on pause. I'll get set up for the next scene. And in this scene, Darian takes the heads off the engine. I was gonna, you know what? I think tomorrow, nobody's gonna watch this anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hey, guys, watch this video. We'll pull it off tonight and see what's wrong with this engine inside. I'm sure it has a connecting rod noise because it does. So how does that plywood, normally if that plywood stays up, you see that was what our problem was, is these studs right here and right here, you see them on the back of this?
Yeah, we seen them.
Show the people that live in
We
wherever.
seen them.
And what
The
happened
shin grabbers.
is apparently my plywood was too large for that pan, so I should have cut it down.
You didn't mess up the
No, it's fine.
inside though.
This engine's going in the garbage, so it doesn't
I know,
matter.
but you want the transmission to work fine.
And you can reuse these too if a little
Wait.
love. But anyways, that stayed up and the angle would have been right. But when I was pulling it out, you could tell that it didn't want to pull out the right properly way.
The right properly way.
So then your torque converter's here. If you do this right, you don't mess with that, and your starter stays on. And these Subarus have these big plugs that go right into the back. You don't have to do anything with the wires. It all stays on that, and you end up with this. Because all that will just bolt right back on the top. You would connect your oil pressure gauge, your crank sensor, and your cam sensor.
Does your other engine have spark plugs?
Oh, and you got a NOx sensor here. I don't know, I have to get it out. But anyways, these things are buggers to do in the car.
Because you got no room.
They know. They're buggers to do outside the car because that thing's so long it doesn't want to.
Outside the car, it's impossible to do in the car.
Yeah, that's why they're still on
So-
the engine.
So anyways, on the deal here, this is a 4-cam Subaru EJ 2.5. This one has good head gaskets. It ran low on oil. But this section here, these heads, they're probably worth $1,000 for the pair of them. So if I take those off and I put them on my shelf, and then someday I'm going to find one of these that has a bad timing
That
belt.
shelf back there, it's our shelf of spare
That's my
engine
Subaru,
parts.
My Subaru shelf.
Yep.
But someday I'll find one of these that the timing belt has been thrown and the valves will be bent. And I can just take these heads and put them right on there and not have to monkey around with buying new valves.
Now, the internet people say, well, what's the likelihood of that? And we say, pretty high, because we work with EJ25s on purpose so that we have all the swimmity
Well, we
swamps.
live in the Pacific Northwest, Mary.
Porpoise.
And everybody drives a Subaru in the Pacific Northwest.
Not everybody.
Now, they say there's reasons, I won't quote, on what type of persons drive them.
Yeah, people who live in the PNW.
Well,
who
they're
like
dog
dogs.
people, and they're outdoor people, and they're skiing people, and there's other life choice people.
Oh my gosh, you could just say it.
I'm not going to say it, you say it. You're not going to lure me down a path, Mary.
It's a joke that lesbians drive Subarus.
Well,
So, you know, I mean, in our local town, makes sense.
we got
a strong LGBT community, and it's a good thing we got Subarus for everyone.
Anyway, somebody's going to get this car once I put a new engine in it because they are very popular. Are they worth a lot of money? No. Do I make a lot of money on them? No. It's just I had these parts, and the last one I had a transmission. I found one for $300 with a bad transmission. We put it in. We've been driving that car 2 years. That went to California. This engine came out of another car. I did all the work on it and then found a better engine. Oh, better, different. I don't know. Anyways, I ended up with a spare engine. And so I'm going to save these heads. And boom, I'll be on my way.
You know, we can make it a Flintstone Subaru.
Let's put it on the engine.
Get in there, John, squat down, we'll close the hood on you, and you just push. Okay?
I think this car's heavier than I can go.
Find out. Are we fixing what Dad messed up now? And we said, hey, that's too low. And he went, no, it's fine.
Don't worry, I'll make it too high.
Ooh,
Still filming this
you're
terrible
well on
film?
your way. Oh, I just started filming this terrible film again.
Well, this is set up for a small block Chevy. Stop.
You're there.
So let's see if it works. I have another one in the back that I use Subaru stuff on.
But it's got a Subaru on it right now.
Yeah.
A whole Subaru.
See, this is your problem. These studs are no good. There. Come up a little bit more. I mean, you know what? It looks like a Subaru.
Stop.
Looks like a Subaru engine was on this last. It lined up exactly perfect. What do we have on this last?
A Subaru engine?
Where's those nuts at, John?
283.
That.
There's that one.
I need that nut right there. That's one. And you get the one you took off on the bottom. And I'll put it on this one here, because that's the side I did. I got my metric adjustable wrench. And this is my standard adjustable wrench.
Mm-hmm. And how do you tell them apart?
Red handle.
Mmm.
Come on, it's making your first day.
I couldn't see the other handle at all through your greasy hand.
Okay, give me that one stud up there.
Oh, hey, look, it goes with your strap. It's hiding, but it's a Husky strap.
See if that one will fit in there. Oh, what the heck?
Well,
junk.
shoot.
Is everything I own garbage? Doesn't fit, Mary. I wanted to use this zip tie to hold the motor together.
Yeah, that's not hokey.
Well,
Maybe you just got to shave a little off the edges.
I'm just pulling the heads, and then I'm putting this thing in the dump. In this free scrap metal bin. We got 3 other ones. You don't need 4. All right, plan B.
3 out of 4 ain't bad. Remember what you said about the...
Yeah, these tires are junk, Mary. Why are you bringing that up?
You already brought it up. Remember what I said is your Omnis didn't have a problem the 10 years they were on there?
Non-directionals.
Yeah, omnidirectional. Non-directional? Yeah, why not? It's the same thing, idea. You know what? Exclusively, that's what I'm calling them from now on.
They're non-directional. You can't go either direction.
Yeah, non-directional. That does make
I
sense.
paid $50 for this 20 years ago.
Omnidirectional. makes
Now I
more
got a
sense.
spot for it.
Oh, that's going to be in our way.
Non-directional just means you can't tell which direction the tires go.
Yeah, and omni means it does all of the directions. So,
Do you think it'll work?
No.
well, give
Well,
it a shake.
We'll be the first to know.
I'm going to move my feet from the
That's a
kill
good
zone.
idea. I would recommend that.
All right, now you give it a kick and make sure.
No. You don't tempt fate.
No, Mary, you get the sledgehammer so you can stand back farther.
Or we could get the chainsaw.
Eh?
We'll make sure we do it on your nice heads, though.
This is a bolt I need. It goes over here.
Whoa. So we can't find it, guys.
There's 8 of those. This is a bolt that came with this bracket from my Subaru stuff, but I had another one and I couldn't find it. I don't think the shop's clean enough yet, Mary. I totally know where they're at.
Where are they?
They're on the Subaru shelf. So the next time I pull an engine, I can just go to the shelf, take them right off.
Of course they are.
God, idiot. All right, let's get this out.
Dad, which was this? Your standard or your metric?
It's metrics because it's red.
Oh, well, in that case.
Why do you give me the silver one?
Because you were doing the standard size.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 14 millimeter.
You remember early on when I said I don't like using impact guns to put stuff together?
Taking it apart, that's different when you don't love it.
Okay, so to get these off, this is how you do it.
You put it there and you hit it with a hammer.
John, you're giving away all my ideas.
Your secrets?
Secret,
First,
secret.
you got to hit the tent.
And your daughter, because she's in the kill zone.
That's one good tightness.
Well, usually.
We saw how the guy tightened everything else. What's the surprise there?
Usually you would put it in.
Gear?
Yeah, well, it's automatic, so.
Which it's in gear then.
It's how good a Milwaukee really is.
I'll turn the engine.
Well, you got to get it on there first.
Only Achilles heel to it. Better than a hammer. So when you take these off, sometimes you need a puller. Other times, it's just magic.
This is one of those times you need a puller.
All right. Anyways, you go back to this.
Hey, we've done this before.
Yeah.
They're so clean up in here.
Yeah, so because the covers are working. This rubber is important. Make sure it works. Even though I don't need these pieces, there's another. So what you got here? Come on over here, Mary, so people can see. So the top is the intake. The bottom is the exhaust. The exhaust comes right out the bottom.
Weird.
So when this is your crank, and then this is your idler. These are, you have a pin there, and you can put it in. I'm going to take all this apart. It has a new water pump on it, pretty much. Same on both sides. So the Subaru 1.8, you would align. They had 2 belts, the older ones.
Are you showing them where you're pointing?
No, you'd put one side on, and then you'd put the other side on after you rotated the engine a half a turn. But this you won't need to. So I'll bring it just for, nobody cares, but I'll bring it up for an example here on what it should be.
For caca and giggles.
In case somebody wants to do this on their own, I'll show you the secret. Because online, they are liars online. Any forum is liars. Any magazine is liars. Anybody that you see, unless it's a certified Subaru guru.
Sounds like you're claiming to be a certified Subaru
I'm
guru.
not, but I'm on to them. They're liars. So you're gonna. Typically, this keyway would be the top of any crankshaft, and it would align number 1 cylinder. No, not Subaru. No, no.
You can see the going up through
Oh,
here.
see, now
That
we're into
helps
that. Now we're into that broken parts inside. I'm gonna have to go the other way.
lining.
It doesn't. Okay. So you see that little mark? You don't see it.
Yes, we see it.
You don't see it.
I see it. They see it. We all see it. We seen it.
You see that mark and that mark?
Gideon. They seen it.
What you want to do is get that mark lined up with that little dimple. Then they've highlighted this. It lines up there. That lines up there. That one goes to that little mark there. That one goes to that mark there. Those two line up there.
So on and so on.
Now, if you've bought a belt that has the white paint on it, there should be a mark on the paint there. I think it's there. There'd be one there. There's one there, and there's one there. You get all your things lined up. Okay, now.
All your ducks in a row.
All your ducks in a row. And then you would rotate it 2 or 3 times, and the marks will come up. The belt will never realign because the belt is already, maybe it lines up every 1 out of a million. I don't know. Do the math.
Well,
so then you want to take.
you gotta know how many teeth are on the belt
Yeah, that's why I say it.
to do the math for it, and how many gear teeth.
Where's the 14 millimeter socket at?
Probably over there. I don't know.
It's right here. Okay, so then you take. This is how you set the belts on these things. This pulley here has to come off. And you think, okay, that's pretty good. And you
That's
can get it
enough
off. But sometimes
slices.
you got to have that one off. And then when you take this thing off. Now, I never reuse my belts. This one is beautiful. It could be used forever. But
This whole thing looks beautiful.
I
It's
just
the
put
cleanest looking one we
oil
ever
on
did
them.
see.
There's part of the old original
Oh,
white
yeah.
paint. But this one is in good shape. But I don't reuse it because I don't want to take a chance of doing it. I would reuse this though. And so now to reset these, you just go over there and put it in your arbor press and you press that down. And then I've kept the pin from another one, put the pin in just barely. So then you'd put it on there, you'd tighten it. When you're all done, you'd pull the pin.
And that's what puts tension on your belt.
So, I mean, these are all good bearings. So I could keep those. This cog one goes there. Right?
It's not hoarding, it's got potential.
Look at that water pump is in good shape.
I know, it's all so pretty up in
I
here.
could save that because I have to take it off anyways.
The only gripe is how tight the guy tightens the rest of his bolts.
Me and John had to pull the engine out to this point, well, inside the car, because we didn't change the water pump on here. And then the sucker started leaking once we started driving it. Within a few months.
Road.
And I always change this hose here because you see how hard and brittle that is? That's a bugger to do in the car.
It's peeing.
Oh, let's just chew that right up. Oh, look at that. The gasket didn't even get glued on. Geniuses. Now, if one of these fell in there, yep, they are different. Are you going to film everything I'm doing today?
Yeah, it makes you paranoid.
Okay.
Metric crescent wrench.
It's the first time I ever seen anybody they put studs in it. Usually they just put bolts in them. So you take your metric crescent wrench and you put it right there. That doesn't fit.
Hater. It was all siliconed on there real good.
Yeah, they did a good job. That's not the way I would have done it, but hey. John, give me a 17 one of these.
A 17 one of these.
There's a chrome one, but it's got 12 points and I don't want to use it.
Chrome don't get you home.
I don't want to wreck the bolts. There's a lot of work for nothing just to save parts. I mean, okay, let me rephrase that. I'm making $1,000 doing this. There, how do you like
Saving
that?
$1,000.
Well, I'm making it. Because what if I wanted to sell these set of heads? They're still good heads. I probably only get $300 for them.
The likelihood is more so that you would use them than sell them.
Oh yeah, I think. Come on, dude. Second drawer up. Black one.
Today, Junior.
Just grab one out there. It says 17.
Okay, well, there isn't one.
Oh, baloney.
I can get you a 19, I can get you a 15.
What about 16?
There's no 16.
John, it's not negotiating. The bolt wants what it wants.
Well, they'll be different on there.
I don't want to use the 12 point. I used the 12 point.
Now these, okay. These got magnets for that and everything. They're not interchangeable. You gotta know what you're doing. You can't just be, oh, I'll put this gear here and that gear there. No, no.
All right, get your marking pens out.
No, I'm gonna put them back on once I get this piece of plastic out of the way, because I gotta pull those cams to get to those studs. Put that one there. One side at a time, Mary.
I mean, it would suck to do this.
Can I take my metric?
I don't know. Put your finger in a pinch point.
Oh, there it turns. You can see they had Loctite on there.
Red or blue?
Yeah, I don't look red.
Well, it makes sense with how well established everything else is.
Okay, so now you got to pull these 3 main caps. And this is where we've broken bolts before, haven't we, Mary?
Yeah, because for some reason they're 17 miles long and super tight or super loose. They're never just the right amount of tight. So we put them back on.
Oh, nice. Stripping. Oh, nice.
Yeah, half of them.
So when you get a bar that you left on the table under a strap in the hot sun that's warm, you want to make sure you have lots of sharps and cuts.
Are you up to date on your tetanus shot? You will be after today.
What do you mean I got hurt working at home? Oh, you're going to hold that?
Yeah, I had my
Oh.
feetsies on it.
Didn't break that one.
I said feetsies, but it sounded a lot like something else.
You got your feces on it?
I got my feces on it, I guess.
Your footsies?
My footsies.
All right, one more to go. Oh, this one looks bad already. It's starting to walk out of the...
Waka waka.
Oh, yeah, you bet.
You can tell how good a project is going, guys, by how many swears I bleep out for you.
Yeah, sorry.
It's one of the... It's okay. We all swear. Well, that one doesn't swear.
No, John's good. He's good.
He's gooder than us on that, but...
He's gooder than us. Yeah, that's why I was saying about the impact gun, because if it jumps or bounces once,
You can't feel it.
it messes you up. I know, chrome sockets, blah, 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 blah. That works good.
Water boy. Water boy, water boy, water boy, water boy.
said, hey, let's tighten this up as if we'll never work on it again.
And he probably didn't.
No, clearly, otherwise he'd be doing this.
Maybe he is.
In spirit?
Yeah.
Is that gonna
He's
stay
here
there?
laughing
No,
at
that's
us.
not gonna stay in there. It's hard to get a good tool, especially when everything you got is just not good tool.
And hard
It's
to
no
get-
big deal if we grind the top off of it and weld a nut on it like we did before. And
When did we do it before?
last time we worked on your red one,
Oh, yeah.
because these are the way these are.
We done it twice in the years I've owned it. Now it's gonna move on to greener pastures soon. Well, we'll let you know what we decided to do with this hoopla.
All right, so before the crybaby start typing into the crybaby, you know what? I'm sorry.
Keyboard warriors.
You guys all got good ideas, and this is where I'm at. I know there's a lot of experience out there. I'm going to show you my experience. When you got that bolt rounded off, and you're trying to salvage parts because you want to salvage parts, but you don't want to have that stuff go down the engine, stick on it. So I'm going to do that.
Protection is our gloves.
Pull that thing closer, Mary, by about 4 to 8 inches. It's a rag under the wheel. It's a wheel chock. Now you have to wheel chock it with the rag. I've drilled in there. I used my new vise stand over there.
Mary didn't film that.
No, I was mad about a drill, so I didn't.
We weren't sure on the batteries.
Ooh. That'll get the internet going.
Eye
That's
protection.
not welding goggles. I know. Now I put the ground right on there so that it doesn't go up through any of the machine surfaces.
Oh, it's red. It's cherry flavored, Dad.
What a size that was. A smart guy would have had his... Oh, got it. Wrench ready. Now there is a side to this, and this is the proper way.
Says who?
Says the manufacturer. because this jaw moves, it will slip and make it round. But if you pull it, oh, see, now it's bumping that. Oh well, there were sacrifices made. Now anybody who just says you just wasted the bolt, yeah, it's true. Hardware's got a bunch of them, or the next engine I work on will have problems, and there'll be a bolt that came from Japan on there.
Japan.
Man, Darian, you did a really good weld on that.
Yeah, that's the prettiest weld we've seen in a while.
You know why? Because I didn't look.
That's true. It's because you had your welding goggles on.
No, I closed my eyes too. I just... Okay. Really wanted to get that out of there without it.
See, I didn't close my eyes, but I looked through the camera, and the camera dims it enough. Oh, tasty. It's steaming fresh out
You want
the
to grab
oven.
that, Mary? Come on.
Oh, now it's going to heat up even more.
That goes to the gods of failure.
One cam.
Okay. Now that they're all loose, I can feel good about just speed wrenching it. Oh, delete. Okay.
Delete.
There was arrows on there. They do tell you the direction, but I've found in the past. Oh, somebody didn't take that bolt out. Whoever's doing this is like a hack.
The said arrows he's talking about. I don't know if I focus on them.
Focus. Focus.
Yeah, there's arrows pointing. So.
Well, it's gonna be one of those.
Hates ya. The dipstick's in the way. Oh, you dipstick.
There's another piece of that fabulous rubber that you don't want to lose. Again, whatever car you're going to end up with will have all these parts on it.
Until they don't.
Okay. So now we're down to lifting the cam out. Well.
And we won't show you the other side unless something exciting happens, because guess what? It's the same thing.
This is the seal right here. There's a seal right there. So if the oil gets into the belt, it'll screw it up.
There's also these that are just little funny jokes.
That's part of the machine.
Look at those shiny valve tops.
Well, I lay it out the same way. If I put the next one right close to the edge, maybe it'll jump.
I don't know if gravity's considered jumping.
Make a poor plan. Plan to fail, plan to whatever. Fail to plan, plan to fail.
Yeah.
A shop teacher used to say that all the time. He was probably right. He had this really cool 1971 Mach 1. This was in 1987 or 88 when it wasn't even a cool car. Anyways, he had a 351 Cleveland in it, and he took a Offenhauser intake manifold and he milled the whole inside out. And then he adapted a 671 or an 871. I wasn't sure. Hey!
Quit yelling at the teenagers.
He adapted this supercharger and stuff to it and had dual carbs on it. He's cruising around in it. I thought, you know, that's pretty cool. 4-speed car. It was just original paint and everything. It wasn't ratty. It just was a used car, you know.
Cool to a bunch of teenagers.
Well, I mean, it wasn't even a cool car, but when you put a supercharger on it, it was cool. Yeah, he drove that thing for quite a while. Back then, you could afford to.
As a high school teacher.
No, it's gas. I mean, all right.
So it's in there. It's not coming off ever.
Probably because I welded it in there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hit that with a hammer.
Everything needs a hammer.
Okay.
Here's what we're talking about.
So these are called followers. Let me get a magnet just so you guys can see what. So each one of those is a valve. So it's 4 valves per cylinder. We have 1 cylinder, 2 cylinders. Actually, it's 1 and 3, but nobody cares. In there's the valve. So when the valve gets bent, you got to pull the keepers, change the valve.
And there's a huge old spring in there. You got this evil little machine that presses down.
So now we're ready to.
They're mighty powerful springs.
So now we're ready to figure out this stud situation.
The guy really said I want it to match.
No, these are the studs, man.
I know. They wanted it to match.
So I gotta go get a multi-point socket. I don't know what size. Hey, here's one.
And wish for the best.
Is it a 17? No. John? 15
oh.
and 16.
I was gonna say 14.
I
So.
have one out here. That's why. So here's a 14.
All right. Let's see.
It's pretty wore out though. Ooh, that's it. Never mind. We found it, John.
Whoa,
You're
baby!
Too slow. Mary's
Great
winning.
at estimating.
Mary won.
14.
Yeah,
14.
everything on the car's a 14.
Or a 17 or a 19.
I know, that's
or
what
a
makes it
10.
easy.
Same pattern. I think the neighbor's fixing to mow his grass, so we'll probably have to go to cowboy music. Hey, speaking of music, did anybody like the last song? Otherwise, the last song.
Somebody commented, I'm pretty sure it was our friend Eric, that he liked all the musics. So
Yeah.
that's nice, but not helpful.
So whatever we do is fine.
Yeah. Now what you want to do is you want to rip off.
What the? What? Come on. I think I picked the hard side first.
Hey, that means the other one will you'll just
So
fly
I need
right
a
through.
17. I lost my 17, so I'm using this.
17, 19.
This 17.
19, 17.
What a year.
Yeah.
Whoa. What is it good for? Nice.
Did it round off or did it turn?
I rounded off.
Oh, you're.
You can see the roundings of it too. Round.
It wouldn't normally not be a problem, but these studs are.
That's why I said they're 1.5 miles long. Rolly always gets a kick out of watching this work because he's just confused the whole
Why
time.
we're talking to a robot?
Yeah, we're talking to our little screens because we film with our phones, and we're talking to a hunk of metals.
And he's like, "Why are we not at the park?"
Yeah, going on runs, yelling at neighbors, teenagers, just great stuff.
Okay,
That's a spot.
round off or loosen.
Round off.
You guys are going. All right.
Oh, loosen and a round off. It moved a little bit and then rounded off.
It's a win, huh?
It's a both. I don't know if it's a win, but it's a.
It's close enough.
Ta-da!
Oh,
Metal
broken
shavings in there.
piston.
Metal
Broken
shavings.
piston.
How does it look up in here, though?
Don't turn these upside down, Darian.
Oh, dude.
Ah.
I then
Dropped
set them.
3 caps.
Set it smooth side onto the pavement.
Well, we learned a lesson. The people on the internet did too. Don't flip stuff over when you're messing around filming.
Where the hell's the other one?
It's right there. It's in the sunshine by the belt. Its cap is still on.
No, these aren't fragile machine parts.
Now covered in dirt.
And we're guessing on where they go back.
I don't care anymore.
Well,
Broken
you should.
piston.
His whole system of wanting to put things back. I know.
No,
He's
the head isn't any good. This is the multi-layer gasket I was talking about, and usually they leak right down here, but nobody gives a dang about that. And you got broken aluminum and
named items in it.
These aren't even that old. Like I say, the guy. This is supposed to stay on there and
What do
heat
you
to
do
it.
to bust a piston?
I don't know. Probably wasn't. It was either gotten hot, or it was leaning out because it doesn't. Oh, or the head gasket had gone bad and he hydroed it by getting water in there. See how that's clean?
Or the oil, you know, the piston started getting stuck to the side with no oil.
Now we're curious about the other side.
Okay, so I've just developed the fact that I have heads that are called cores. They may be rebuildable.
Yeehaw!
Put a rag down here. Pull it off. Nice.
Yeah.
The hell are you losing?
Just a socket.
Socket you.
Socket you in the mouth.
If we just put this back together.
Problem solved. Can't fall out. You just
Now
put-
that I've orientated everything backwards worse.
But let me keep it on there. I don't know why you're putting them all in there so committal when you're gonna have to.
No, those go somewhere else. All right, now let's look at the bottom of it. It's full of aluminum. Do you spell aluminum linoleum? Aluminum
How do your
linoleum?
contacts on your sparks look? Standing in the sun of it, making it worse.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll go in the shade somewhere.
Well, the sun is nice, but trying to film it from over there.
It's been
wasn't
hitting
really-
right there. Okay, well this is core. Lawnmower noise, whatever. Okay, we live in the city. So now you can see that this is cracked. Well, what caused that? Well, we had a rod knock. So
Finally got his bottle.
most likely the rod knock had the bearing go bad, and then it pushed up this way. Well, where could it go? It couldn't go because it hit.
Oh, it's got another crack through this way too.
Remember when I had that at top dead center? That's how much compression room you got. It's just that. You can see there was valve contact, valve contact.
It's all
So that head is technically those valves are bent. I wouldn't trust that.
screwed.
The head's probably all right,
Yeah,
but
the
the valves are
head
bad.
lock itself.
Move your feet because your boots are going to get wet.
My boots are boots, though.
We're going to do the other side. But
Rolly, you're gonna get wet.
first we got to let that fall off and dump all this antifreeze out the side here. Ugh. Okay.
Now we do it all over again.
Yeah, we're not going to show that. Skip to the end. Skip to the end.
Unless something goes horribly wrong.
Okay, we had some supper. Finishing this off. The other side, I said I wouldn't film it. I didn't. I had 3 more studs I had to weld nuts on and a couple failures. We've got the engine turned over. We can hear chunks in it. Try and wiggle that off of there, John. Oh, you're not ready? Hold on. Let's get this dipstick out of here. Alright, well, you're going to have to figure it out. I'm camera boy.
Yeah, there's pieces in there, all right.
Sure is a lot of aluminum.
Aluminium. Oh, hey, that's a problem.
Do you think there's a connecting rod problem?
I don't know where that's from.
Do you think it's from the connecting rod? It didn't run very long after it blew up. That screen's not full of stuff. Should we go in deeper? Let's get our 10 millimeters and try and take this crap
You want
off.
to try to take it off with a Phillips?
No, hell no. So this one's definitely got problems. You can see the aluminum's damaged right there. It's not real bad. This head's fine. Again, these are just parts. I got a running engine. We don't really care about that so much. Here, John. You hold the camera for me. I'll zip that right off and see if we can see the connecting rod missing.
Oh no, I threw that in an oil pan.
I was gonna save that oil pan because it's not all dented in, but it'd be too much to clean. So, because you would be surprised how often these come in damaged.
It's like people try to off-road them or something. Oh, right on the ground.
This must be a scatter shield. No, it's a windage thing.
Windage tray. What is all those metal things in there for?
Do you think it's gonna be number 1, John?
Why? Because it's faced the wrong way?
Because it destroyed that piston in there?
Well, I mean, the nut on this one's
That's-
loose and it's missing that.
That's number 2.
Well, number 2's got a problem as well then.
What? Oh, it's not connected. Number 3's good.
So 1 and 2 are bad. Is that what I'm hearing here? Here, can you guys see in there? No.
Let's try to push this. That was the one that was loosey.
Yeah, it's the one that's loose.
There's all kinds of stuff down in there. Look in there.
Yeah, there's the bearings and pieces. Man, this engine did not do well.
Oh, you run them out of oil. They're not happy. So that was the one I was shaking?
Yeah, that's the loose one.
Yeah, that's the one that's got the broken piston over here. So let's see if we can push it out.
Oh, yeah. Broken piston, broken
That's
thing.
why, because that collapsed that thing. Let me find something. Put your hand down there and catch that as I shove it out.
I ain't catching nothing.
Yeah. Let me turn the engine over. Oh, it doesn't want to go that way because that C-clamp somebody put on there.
Somebody put a vice grip on it.
Well, those are extra parts.
Oh no, what? That's fine in there.
So this could have been
the problem. Could have had a V8.
Could have had a problem here. I think that's going to make a noise.
Nah, it'll be fine.
Anyways, this is what I was saying, is that when it broke, it overextended and shoved it up in there. So that would have smashed the valving, because I don't know if your camera can see how screwed up that is.
It's all ruined.
It's amazing. Those things only move 2 or 3 inches, 4 inches, 3 inches. And they have enough power to move a whole car at freeway speed for 250,000 miles. Amazing. Look at this. The only thing holding it together is the rings.
Is habit.
Yeah. Maybe I can cut myself with the rings.
Maybe you can cut yourself with all the broken aluminum.
Yeah. Yeah, she needs a rebuild.
Nah, it's perfectly fine. You can reuse that.
Anyways, here's the rest of the top of the piston where the connecting rod went. Here's one of the...
I'm pretty sure that's the stud that goes.
Well, I know what it is. We're going to take a piece of junk car that was going to the scrapper, take another piece of junk engine, and remove the piece of junk engine that was the problem, and put the new piece of junk engine in there, and away you go. Anyways, that's what happens when the bearing goes bad.
That's what happens when a lot of things go bad.
Anyways, check with us tomorrow. We're going to make this all one video. I'm not going to drag it out. You guys don't care about Subarus anyways. But next week, I might work on my brat, so then you have to care about Subarus. Anyways, we'll talk to you tomorrow. That's where it lives now. Still got pieces falling out of it. I'll grab that one too, John. The last of the junks. Goodbye, Subaru engine, never to be seen again. Yeah.
Never to be seen by us again.
Yeah, a couple of wise guys. All right, good morning. Saturday morning, about 8:30 or so. This is the engine I've been bragging about, the whole reason I started this project. This one, I recall, had some issues. Some of these were threaded, these were stripped out. I repaired them and put all thread and these nuts on there. It did not fix the gasket leak, so this morning I'm going to go buy new valve cover gaskets, and the last ones you saw were really well adhesived on. You can't really work on these in the car, so this is a known oil leak for these cars. Anyways, I'll get a new set of gaskets, repair that, assemble that. The plug and all that should be the same, but I'm going to use the intake manifold from the other one, because then I just know there's no issues, because it ran all right other than that. This side here wasn't stripped out. Probably is okay, but they come in sets, so I'll take care of that. Oh, I got a new oil filter for it set in here. An alternator, it's extra. This mass airflow sensor was here from another car. Of course, I have a thermostat and a deal on the radiator. As you saw yesterday, I wondered about that, and I screwed myself just now. That rubber plug, the voice in my head said last night, Darian, you got to pull that rubber plug out of there because you'll need it for the next car, and I didn't do it. I have to go back down and dumpster dive. Shoot. See, you never throw anything away until you're done. Anyways, there's a black piece of rubber that ties this all together. I'll have to go get it. I was trying to be proactive and stay clean. See, that doesn't pay off. Didn't pay off. So I went dumpster diving a few minutes ago. Wasn't far. Anyways, oh, the sun and reflection. Anyways, that piece goes there. It will connect to the intake manifold there. Let me get this stripped down. Ready to put in the car. I'll put you guys over here. Maybe Mary can time lapse. I'm afraid of making these videos too long. I'm not sure what everybody wants in their videoing. don't think you guys can see anymore. Of course not, I zoomed your way in. So, as I was showing earlier, I'm going to take these apart, pull this off, go get me a new set of valve cover gaskets. I guess basically I'm ready after that. You know, I got 3 studs on both exhaust manifolds. I'll put that thermostat in. Yeah, it should go smooth as it came apart, right? I'll get back with you. Okay, just got back from the store. Had to order the valve cover gaskets. Didn't have them. Got a piece of hose though for that piece I cut yesterday that had a soft spot in it. It was weird. I didn't want to. Had a blowout eventually. So because I'm done for today, I'm gonna clean up my mess over there. Move some of my cars around. Maybe go for a drive. Tomorrow's Mother's Day, so I don't know if I'll have an opportunity to work on this, but I'll try to do some during the evening. So I told you I wasn't gonna make two videos out of this. Well, I might not. I'll just show you the finished product. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.